Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark review for the 19th of October, 2021. Not exactly, again, a stirring rendition of a program that really, um, in a lot of cases, I think Dark is both Dark shows, both internet shows, are good in some ways and abysmal in others. It also shows the everybody gets employed because we're friends mentality that Tony Khan often has, just because a lot of these are people he hired before he had a clue what he was doing, and it shows there too. Luckily, the good news is these dark shows are getting, in fact, shorter, which is a sign that he is trying to tighten up things, and you may not always have, um, you know, this run. Um, Grand total of about what of 6 matches or so. Anyway, so Jamie Hayter with Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel defeating Tiffany Nivens, 55 seconds. Why have them get dressed for this? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Obviously, Hayter is looking good. Uh, Quickly, basically, Hayter is dominant throughout, and Hayter gets the pin after a short arm clothesline. Reminder of Jake Roberts, at least to me anyway. The next match, Gun Club defeating Diamond Sheik, Dean Alexander, and Alex Chamberlain, 255. The Gun Club thing is, I guess, fine, although it's kind of a push. Uh, the sons of Billy Gunn uh, look like they are trying to find both their gear and their timing in a new way. Almost like they're trying to be a young Shawn Michaels or a young, tag team. I actually wish they were doing more with the Guns. If you're going to have second generation stars, treat them like they are somebody. Makes more sense. They obviously are heels. Billy Gunn uh, does still borderline play the babyface role because he's not really sure where he's going as a character. Um, he should be, you know, broken off from his kids. The Colt 45 neckbreaker wins things. Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, and Red Velvet defeat Diamante, Nyla Rose, and Amy Sakura with Vicky Guerrero and Lulu Pencil 401. Not sure why you need a 6-person match with women on this show. That's um, certainly the women are a weaker part of the brand. Statlander is here. Also, Velvet lags behind. Statlander is in trouble during the early part of things. Victim of backdrop suplex from Rose comes back with a fallaway slam on Diamante and then gets tagged to Rosa, who gets probably one of the bigger pops of the night. She and Rosa go one on one, and Rosa dominates, hitting a drop kick in the corner pretty aggressively, and then Rosa gets the tag to Sakura, who gets the next near fall with a face hook, double underhook bomb, and then Passion comes out of that, and ultimately the baby faces win. Jade Cargill and Smart Mark Sterling do in-ring promo. Sterling runs down all of Cargill's potential opponents in the TBS title tournament. I mean, to me, you've treated her undefeated. I would imagine she's the first TBS champion, and then she threatens to walk Thunder Rosa like a dog, which I think is a bit of an overkill. Then we go to OG or OT Fernandez getting squashed by Lance Archer with a returning Jake Roberts. Eddie Kingston's on commentary for this contest. And, it is a squash. Archer drags his opponent to the ring during the entrance and tosses him into the ring. Tries to come up from the top rope and hits offensive maneuvers. Archer then catches him on the entrance ramp and chokeslams him back into the ring. Fernandez tries to crossbody, doesn't get anywhere, and gets punched out for his troubles, and the Blackout gets Archer a win with the disrespect, and he basically disrespectfully pins him with a single foot, and then he moves on the face to Kingston. Moves on to face to Kingston in the world title simulation tournament. I hate these tournaments. It's weak. It reeks of we don't actually do real booking. We just throw things out there. Anyway, Frankie Kazarian defeats Aaron Solo with Nick Kanemaru. I'm not a fan of Solo. Kazarian is a guy who is near enough retirement that I don't understand wasting him, and giving this 6 minutes isn't necessary. Also, the match didn't need to go this long. Kanemaru is hanging around ringside to try to interfere. He is certainly wasted in the role if you think he is something. I've never seen anything in him, so I'm not bothered by him just being a second. But there's a double foot stomp and barely gets a 1 count there. Kazarian comes back with a clothesline, a leg lariat, and a flying forearm. Solo then goes for a move that looks suspiciously like a old Hunter Hearst Helmsley pedigree. Kazarian backdrops him into a middle rope leg drop for a near fall. And Kanemaru gets on the apron to distract Kazarian and Solo and goes for the O'Connor roll, but Kazarian and Solo collide with Kanemaru. Kazarian then locks in the crossface, gets a submission, and basically a useless win. Speaking of useless, your final match of the day, Dark Order, Stu Grayson, Colt Cabana, Allen 5 Angels, and 10 defeat 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and Serpentico 631. Match just to fill space and give people pity opportunities on television. Anyway, Cabana is wasted at 40, if not older. The idea that he would be treated in this manner just reeks of hiring a guy and not knowing what to do with him. Story of the match is Serpentico trying to get himself into the match and that not going well for him. Angels always looks good and is wasted in the Dark Order. He takes a beating from his adversaries for quite a bit. Serpentico then traps himself in and gets caught with the Spanish Fly from Angels and gets tagged off to 10, which he then manages to get a pump kick from everywhere, and Grayson gets the tag and a cross body off of Vance's shoulders onto Garcia. He then follows up with a military press and then a power slam for 2 count. Grayson gets hit with a pop-up spear from the 2.0 crew and a near fall. 2.0 then gets into an argument with Serpentico, and Grayson hits a double Pele kick on 2.0. Serpentico argument with 2.0 leads to him being the legal man in against the Dark Order, which doesn't go well for him. Angels then hits a moonsault on the other heels onto the floor, takes them out. Serpentico then quickly is overwhelmed by the resurgence. Dark Order manages to eventually avenge him, and it's just it's content for the sake of content. It's actually quite sad. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.